What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now today we have the official blog post from Infinity Ward, and that is what we are going to be covering today. I'm going to talk about everything from multiplayer to DMZ to Warzone 2. We have a lot of information to go over, so without further ado, let's go ahead and then let's get started. So the first thing we got are the Battle Royale changes. So the first thing, it says the Gulag 1v1 will be returning with the launch of Season 2. With this change, players will see a return of the original Warzone overtime mechanic, the domination style flat control point, in place of the jailer. So the jailer is going to be completely removed, and now it's going to go back to the way that it originally was. And they said in order to bring this change online sooner, we have edited the existing Season 1 Gulag for better 1v1 combat, but are actively working on a dedicated 1v1 map for future seasons. So yeah, they're going to just be following exactly like it was in Warzone 1, and they're going to be adding on top of that pretty much like they should have been doing from the start. And then they said they've also done some changes in the Gulag experience. Ground loot has been revisited as well. So now instead of pistols, we're going to be getting AR, submachine guns, light machine guns, and primary weapons in the loot progress. And the shotguns have also been removed, while handguns will remain available as secondary weapons. So I think that's a pretty good idea right there. And it says for those leaving the arena victorious, the Gulag will grant a larger cash reward to players, so that way when you redeploy, you get the opportunity to purchase things and get better on your feet. So that's some good news right there. And then it says alongside increased victory cash rewards mentioned in the previous section, the Gulag will now spawn cash as ground loot to encourage and reward players prowling the arena. That's perfect. And then they also did an update to the cash economy. So it says in addition to cash changes in the Gulag, we are balancing the battle royale economy with slight reduction to cash rewards for completing contracts. Additionally, we're increasing the lowest value of cash piles from the ground to 800 and from cash registers to 500, previously 100 minimum. And then it says in addition to this, cash can now be acquired via ground loot, containers, white stronghold supply boxes throughout El Mazrah, but can no longer be found in basic and legendary supply boxes. So a lot more cash pretty much being redistributed out here. And then let's go on into the loot and inventory. It says, as announced last week, we're shifting away from loot windows menus to float loot that will not drop out of all containers in the world, similar to loot from supply boxes. This change is intended to improve the pace of the gameplay by minimizing time spent navigating the UI and getting players back in the action faster. So yeah, they're making the looting just a lot quicker, so that way the game is way faster paced than it's pretty much is now. And this says we're excited to see the new backpack system gives players the agency to customize their inventory for a desired playstyle or role within a squad. In our continued effort to balance engagements, medium and large size backpacks have been removed and they will no longer be available, and eliminate players will drop all the loot on the ground, which we've mentioned in the past already. And then that will reduce the impact of stacking medical supplies, equipment, and kill streaks. Let's go on into the loadout section. So it says that Season 2 will be introducing perk packages. This feature will launch with slightly reduced pool of available perks, which we may slowly reintroduce over time. We want to navigate this particular feature as carefully as possible, ensuring that all available perks provide ample utility and remain viable balance options. And then they said primary weapons will continue to be available at buy stations, but now at more affordable price point, so players can pursue victory with their most desired weapons. We also remain happy with the introduction of loadout drop markers, though we have taken a careful look at the price point, and basically because of that, they are reducing the price of it. Also, they're making it, but it's going to be very rare. You're going to be able to find loadout drops while you are looting, so you might be able to find one randomly. And then another thing is they also said that they're going to be having two public events. One is going to be at the first circle and the other is going to be at the fifth circle, so getting a chance of a loadout is going to be extremely higher with this brand new season. And then they also did some additional changes to the vest. So it says with 3-play vests, we're continuing to evaluate the pace of it, and we'll now start with 3-play vests. Varying sizes of vests will no longer exist in Battle Royale. This is standard, will bring more reliable feel to each engagement from the get-go. We'll continue looking at data about optimizing downtime and improving the ability to recover from a prior engagement. So that has to do with the time to kill, because it's way too fast. 2 plates are pretty much like they're pointless. So now they're just going to be spawning in 3 plates, and that will help a little bit. And then they said as they go on, they're going to do even more updates regarding that. Now with movement, here's the update that we've been waiting for. So with movement, it says starting with Season 2, players will be able to bust through doors while plating the way they would if they were sprinting. This change includes a slight increase to movement speed while plating to enable players to get a cover faster in moments of need. That's what I was telling you guys before. They didn't say that you were going to be fully able to sprint, but they said you'll be able to knock down through doors and break through glass, and they have done that with this update. Also with buy stations, they are revamping it, so pretty much spawn location locations were changed and adjusted, and then on top of that, everything is going to be lower in price point, and then loadout drop markers are going to be unlimited stock, so you can go anywhere and you'll be able to get that. And then last but not least, we have strongholds for this, and strongholds, it says, provide an alternate gameplay experience with high payoff for those willing to tackle the objective, and for others interested in robbing players of their rewards, we're committed to providing a balanced engagement for players who choose to enter Stronghold. Season 2 will bring changes to the rewards players can receive and black site completion, as well as additional adjustments to AI combatant damage. So they're going to be nerfing those UIs. But anyways, let's go on. Let's jump into multiplayer. So the first thing they have is the audio. They said there was originally an audio system that they had, and they ended up removing it because it just didn't work right. And they said basically with the launch of Season 2, they're going to be adding it back, which will hopefully make audio a little bit better. Now, the next thing that we got is perk balancing. And they said they've heard a lot of feedback relating to like some of these perks not working, such as Ghost. And they said that they've updated the rate at which the bonus and ultimate perks are earned in Season 2. So the reduced bonus perk cost by 50% and ultimate by 25%. This adjustment will allow players to get ghosts earlier in matches, which will better support players looking to engage more aggressively. And then the next thing they have is weapon balancing. So here's where we're going to be seeing a lot of nerfs and things. Pretty much they told us that with the Season 2 full patch notes, they're going to be nerfing and adjusting some weapons. Pretty much the RPK and the Fennec, those are getting nerfed. The next thing is hardcore. We've talked about this before, but hardcore is going to be replacing tier 1, and that is going to be making its way back in Season 2. The next thing that we have are playlists. It says our Valentine's Day playlist will return. Stay tuned. We'll be detailing the multiplayer modes coming to Season 2 in the coming weeks. 1 week per month, Infinity Ward will be creating a Twitter poll for fans to vote on that week's playlist from a rotating pool. So that sounds good to me. And then the last thing that we have is going to be ranked play. So it says last week we confirmed that ranked play deep multiplayer experience done with Treyarch and Call of Duty League is coming to Season 2. Details on ranked maps, modes, and more will be revealed before launch. So this blog post is only focusing on patch notes. We are going to be getting more details on Season 2 very, very soon. And then it says looking ahead, there's some changes coming to Season 2. We have plenty of new content to share ahead of launch. Expect more information on the Resurgence map that's going to be coming to Warzone 2. They said the official announcement blog is going to be coming in on February 8th. That's for full Season 2. So even before that, they're going to give us some stuff next week. But let's go on to the final one, and that is DMZ. So it says enemy tuning. So in Season 1, AI and DMZ were challenging, and the ramped up difficulty was pretty steep, and a lot of players were getting overwhelmed. So in Season 2, they're going to be balancing that, pretty much making them a little bit easier to fight, easier to handle. The next thing we have are spawn points. So it says we're turning some of the infill points across Al Mazrah for improved early match experience based on gameplay data, starting at a point at which your squad feels isolated or without loot or contract opportunities is not the best experience. So that's some good news right there. And then mission difficulty tuning. So even missions as well are going to be nerfed slightly, so that way they're not as hard to complete. Some of them that are too easy, they might be making them a little bit harder, but it says, yeah, they're just going to make it a little bit more straightforward for those of you guys who want to access your additional insured slots. So the next thing that we have are going to be crashes. They know that there's a lot of crashes going on, and especially when you crash in DMZ, you pretty much lose all your stuff. So it says right here, addressing these crashes priority in Season 2. We're committed to increased stability. Stay tuned for more specifics on this. They didn't really give too much info, but they just know about crashes existing. And then seasonal refresh. So all new missions are coming to Season 2, including a refresh of your current faction mission progress and an inventory contraband and keys reset. We'll be detailing all you need to know intel for DMZ ahead of Season 2 in an upcoming blog. And then they also said locations with a new exclusion zone coming to Season 2, which I'm pretty sure it's the Resurgence map. It says players will have a third option to choose from when deploying in DMZ. The faction mission refresh will provide new missions that send you across these destinations, including Building 21. We suggest you and your squad gear up for the infiltration first. So yeah, this is everything to expect with the blog post that we have right here. I pretty much summarized it as quick as possible for you guys, so that way you guys got all of the information. But that's all that I got for you guys in this video. I'll talk more about these things in more detail. There's obviously going to be some like hidden messages and things like that we didn't really notice the first time, so I got you guys in the next video. We'll cover that in more detail. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's been your boy Triz. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.